Chris Kyle was more than just a soldier. He was a living legend known as the Devil of Ramadi. As the deadliest sniper in U.S. military history, his service with the Navy SEALs earned him numerous commendations. After 4 tours in Iraq, Kyle retired to Texas, transitioning from a warrior to a mentor. He authored the best-selling autobiography, American Sniper, and dedicated his civilian life to helping fellow veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war. He believed in the healing power of camaraderie, never imagining that his selfless desire to assist a struggling brother in arms would lead to a tragic end. On February 2, 2013, a cold Saturday morning, Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield set out on a mission of mercy. They were headed to the Rough Creek Lodge shooting range in Erath County, Texas. With them was Eddie Ray Ruth, a 25-year-old Marine veteran who had been struggling significantly with severe mental health issues. Ruth's mother had reached out to Kyle, hoping the veteran-to-veteran connection would help her son find some peace. During the 90-minute drive, the atmosphere was reportedly tense. Evidence later revealed that Kyle and Littlefield sensed something was wrong. Kyle even sent a brief text to Littlefield while in the truck, describing Ruth as straight-up nuts. Despite these warning signs, they continued to the remote range, intending to provide Ruth with a therapeutic day of shooting. They arrived at the isolated location, unaware that a dark psychological storm was about to break inside their passenger. The peace of the rural Texas landscape was shattered when a hunting guide discovered a horrific scene at the range later that afternoon. Chris Kyle and Chad Littlefield lay motionless on the ground, both having suffered multiple gunshot wounds at close range. There were no witnesses to the actual shooting, but the evidence was undeniable. Kyle had been shot 6 times with a .45 caliber pistol, Littlefield 7 times with a 9mm. The American Sniper, a man who had survived the most dangerous urban combat zones in the world, had been struck down on home soil. The news sent shockwaves across the globe as the public struggled to process how a hero of his stature could fall in such a setting. Local law enforcement quickly secured the area, launching a massive investigation. The tragedy highlighted a terrifying reality. The dangers Kyle faced abroad had followed him home in a cruel twist. After the shooting, Eddie Ray Ruth fled the scene in Chris Kyle's black Ford F350 truck. His first stop was his sister's house, where he made a chilling confession. He told her and her husband that he had killed 2 men at the shooting range, claiming he had to do it before they killed him. Terrified, his sister called 911 immediately, giving the police the description of the stolen vehicle and Routh's identity. This sparked a high-speed pursuit through the streets of Lancaster, Texas. Routh led officers on a dangerous chase before finally being cornered. During his arrest, he expressed confusion, but the police found the murder weapons in his possession. The manhunt ended quickly, but the legal questions were only beginning. Detectives spent hours documenting Ruth's statements, building a mountain of verified evidence that would eventually form the backbone of one of the most high-profile trials in Texas history. The trial of Eddie Ray Ruth began in 2015, drawing international attention. The defense argued Ruth was not guilty by reason of insanity, claiming he suffered from severe psychosis. However, prosecutors presented a different narrative. They argued his actions were calculated, citing his use of drugs and alcohol as the primary cause of his behavior rather than legal insanity. They pointed to his flight from the scene and confession as evidence that he knew his actions were wrong. The jury agreed. After short deliberation, Ruth was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole, closing the chapter. Chris Kyle's death was a profound loss for the veteran community. His legacy lives on through his foundation and the millions he inspired. It serves as a somber reminder of the complexities of mental health and the sacrifices of heroes. What are your thoughts on this tragic case? Share below.